Jared stood, unnoticed in the crowd, thronging the great hall of the palace. He leaned against the marble pillar, blinking with tiredness and confusion. It was midnight. He had been roused from his bed by the shouts and bells. He had pulled on his clothes and joined the crowd of noble folk surging towards the hall. "The king is dead," the people were whispering. "The young prince is to be crowned at once." Jared could hardly take it in. The king of Deltora, with his long, plaited beard and his golden robes, had died of a mysterious fever that had kept him in bed for the last few weeks. Never again would his deep, booming voice be heard in the hallways of the palace. Never again would he sit laughing in the festive hall. King Alton was dead, like his wife the queen before him. The fever had taken them both, and now King Endon will be king, Jared thought. He shook his head, trying to make himself believe it. He and Endon had been friends since they were young children, but what a difference there was between them. For Endon was the son of the king and queen, the prince of Deltora, and Jared was the son of a trusted servant who had died in the king's service when Jared was only 4 years old. Jared had been given to Endon as a companion, so the young prince would not be lonely. They had grown up together like brothers. Together they did their lessons in the schoolroom, teased the guards, and persuaded the cooks in the kitchen to give them treats. Together they played in the vast gardens. The other children who lived in the palace, sons and daughters of nobles and servants, kept to their own rooms and their own part of the grounds. As was the palace custom, Jared and Endon never even saw them, except for the great hall on feast days, but the two boys did what they could to entertain themselves. They had a secret hiding place, a huge hollow tree near the palace gates. There they hid from the fussy old Min, their nursemaid, and Prandine, the king's chief adviser, a tall, thin, sour man they both disliked. They practiced archery together, playing a game called Aim High, where the first to shoot an arrow into the topmost fork of the hollow of the tree would win. They invented a secret code and used it to pass messages, jokes, and warnings to each other under the noses of their teachers, Min or Prandine. Jared would be hiding in the hollow tree, for example, because Min wanted him to take a dose of the fish oil medicine that he detested. Endon would walk by and drop a note by where he could see it. The message looked like nonsense, and no one in the palace could guess what the meaning was if they picked up the note by accident. But the code was simple. All you had to do was to decode the message was write down all the letters in a line, leaving out EL wherever they appeared. Then you divide the letters into 12 words that made sense. Do not go to the kitchen, Min is there. As Endon and Jared grew older, there was less time for games. Their days were filled with tasks and duties. Much of their time was spent learning the rule, the thousands of laws and customs by which the royal family lived. The rule governed their lives. They sat, Endon patiently, and Jared not so patiently, while their hair was plaited and twined with golden cord, according to the rule. They spent hours learning to hammer red-hot metal into swords and shields. The first king of Deltora had been a blacksmith, and it was part of the rule that the art should be continued. Each late afternoon, they had a precious hour of their free time. The only thing they were not allowed to do was to climb the high wall that surrounded the palace gardens, or go through the gate to the city beyond. For the Prince of Deltora, like the king and queens, never mingled with ordinary people. This was an important part of the rule. It was a part that Jared was sometimes tempted to break, but Endon, quiet, dutiful, and obedient, anxiously begged him not to even think about climbing the wall. "It is forbidden," he would say, "and Prandine already fears that you are a bad influence on me, Jared. He also told my father that. If you break the rule, you will be sent away, and I do not want that." Jared did not want it either. He knew he would only miss Endon sorely. And where would he go if he was to leave the palace? It was only Rome he had ever known, so he tamed his curiosity, and the city beyond the walls remained a mystery to him as it was to the prince. The sound of the crystal trumpets broke into Jared's thoughts. He turned, like everyone else, towards the back of the hall. Endon was entering between two royal guards, in pale blue uniforms trimmed with gold. Poor Engine, Jared thought. He is grieving. He wished they could be by his friend to comfort him, but he had not been allowed to.